with the discussion. So my first question is to Ma'am Anupam. What is the first step in searching for a mentor, and how, according to you, mentorship played a role in your personal and professional journey?
First of all, let me introduce myself more. I am Anupam Jain. I am founder of MMCC Skill Foundation since 1991, popularly known as Hard-Drawn Skill Centers. So probably the first one to launch computer training in Tri-City, and this is a great experience here to come on this platform to discuss about entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship, I feel, is the most important segment to discuss with, because it not only decreases gender disparity but also improves overall status of women in family and society. So I personally feel that since most of us have the ability to dream big, but how many of us can prioritize our time to convert our thoughts into actions? Because there are so many hindrances, right from putting across your idea to get funding. You know, there are so many challenges which women start feeling once they think of doing something. You know, and it's not that it's once you think of doing something, you know, I feel that it's a mind-boggling journey for women especially. And it's not that this journey is not simple, but I feel that it is incredibly rewarding. So it doesn't mean that it is less challenging for men, but as a woman you have to face sometimes stereotypes, you know. So mentoring here plays a very, very important role. And when you talk about how to research choosing a mentor, I will simply say that look within your network, and you can rely upon somebody. First of all, you find someone whom you know already. It could be from your personal connections, it could be from your social connections, or he or she could be from your corporate connections. Anybody, you know, who could think the same way you are thinking. Like you can think that your mentorship needs can be fulfilled after taking him as your mentor. So you can choose 2 or 3 mentors in your mind, and later on you can fix up with one. And it's not necessary that if you choose a mentor, you just rely upon the same mentor. You should learn to say no also. Like in between, if you feel that he's not able to give enough time, or he's not able to realize your goals, he's not able to respect your business ideas, or you feel that you will not be able to fulfill your professional goals while having this association with this man or a woman, then I think you can live in between. So from my point of view, choosing a mentor, choosing a right mentor, you know, he or she is a person whom you would like to look up. You know, look up for all the advices. What is mentoring actually? Mentoring is to building confidence to face challenges in your business, right? So anybody whom you can look up to, whom you feel that he can respect your business ideas, he can be from your family, not necessarily he can be your parents, grandparents, or you can say your your professors. He can be even your husband can be your mentor. So anybody who can really steer clear you out of your difficult situations can be your mentor. So you asked me how my personal and professional mentorship happened. So I would love to tell you that I started my entrepreneurship journey in 1991 when IT started to take off. It was Rajiv Gandhi who had brought up this information technology in India. So you know, I sensed the need to create IT professionals to cater the huge demand industry would be needing. So when I established my IT training center, now popular as Hard-Drawn Skill Centers. So you know, within 1 1 year I saw lot many corporate companies pouring in, like Tata, IBM, Tulek, Aptech, Brilliant, all these people, they were into software development, but still they came into training as a training providers also. So there was a mushrooming growth, so it was a big challenge for me. And when you asked me my mentor, what happened, that one day an IT official from a local department came to visit my office, and since there were countable IT centers in city at that time, and mine was also very popular in limelight that time. So he came and he sat across my office table having a sip of tea. So he said, wow, this is a posh office and you must be doing very well, kind of. And while talking to him, I just asked him, I said, how to bring this venture into a running mode? He was like, what? You are not in the break-even points? I said, no, I am not doing that. I don't think that. So he said, he started thinking, because this was an unexpected question for him. He had come seeking some benefits from my company. He was from an IT this thing, but this was a surprise for him. Then he thought, and then he said that, Mrs. Jain, you go for quality and quantity will follow you. So this single advice, I think that was more than a mentoring for me. I followed his advice, and still till now I am following his advice. There is no compromise on quality, because from that day onward I added value additions to my company, like all these private companies. They were charging hefty fees, but their certifications were very, very private, you can say. So I got affiliated with various government bodies. That is how Hardron had happened, So within, you can say, span of 3 years, by 1996, I saw all of them quitting one by one. Tulek, Aptech, Brilliant, all were closed and giving me and my company full space to grow and to success. So this is how my first mentoring was done, and then personal mentoring, if you say, my husband. When I talked to him something, he said, don't talk business at home. So he taught me to balance family and work life, So this was my personal. He said, when you are in business, talk about business. When you are in family, talk about family. He also used to do. So I followed the same. So this was my personal mentor. Besides this, many mentors. So I will keep talking. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Such a beautiful journey. To begin with, Mamta ma'am, what are the key barriers women entrepreneurs facing in assessing mentorship and business network, and how can they overcome them?
Yeah. So thank you so much, Shivani, for this question. And I think barriers to get a mentor is for every gender, both the gender. I think male and female also. But I think, as ma'am also said, that mentorship can start from the family also, and when you move out, then your teacher is actually your mentor. Then in professional life, your bosses, who has got best experience as per that particular profession, that can play a role of mentor also. And definitely, like, this is for both the genders only. I don't think this is gender-wise particular, especially as per my experience. And I would further mention here that if any girl is feeling somewhere uncomfortable, discussing things with male mentor, then they can definitely reach out to female mentors and feel comfortable whatever they want to share. If I statistically say that in STEM education, at least 45% women are being graduated in science, technology and mathematics. But out of 43%, only 15% are getting jobs in STEM domain. And if I come down to the leadership role, it's only 8%. So I think 8% of women, they can play a very, best role to provide mentorship to the new girls out there, new women entrepreneurs out there. So this is all I would like to say. But I think mentorship is the challenge in mentorship is equal for both the genders.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Next question to Simran ma'am. What are the real life examples of successful mentorship programs or initiatives that have been significantly elevated women entrepreneurs?
Thank you, Ma'am Shivani. On the eve of the Women's Day, I would like to introduce a little about Women's Day. जो भी Women's Day है actually शुरू कैसे हुआ? अमेरिका में from the very initial stage जो मेंस है वो काम करते थे, वुमेन्स को इक्वल वेजेस और इक्वल टाइम भी नहीं मिलता। तो सब कुछ जो वुमेन्स हैं उन्होंने ग्रुप, दे हैव डेवलप्ड अ ग्रुप, उन्होंने कुछ अपने राइट्स को आगे रखा, उन्होंने अपनी डिमांड्स को आगे रखा कि हम जो काम करते हैं एटलीस्ट हमें इक्वल डिग्निटी के साथ 8 आवर्स ऑफ डिग्निफाइड वर्क और हमें इक्वल पे, इक्वल वेजेस फॉर इक्वल वर्क जो है हमें मिलना चाहिए। सो 1910 में 1910 में सो दे फॉर्म द रेवोल्यूशन टाइप ग्रुप। तो उन रेवोल्यूशंस में काफ़ी जब उन्होंने अपने राइट्स के लिए बोला तो वहाँ पे हमें इक्वल राइट फॉर इक्वल, आज उनकी बदौलत हम आज अगर यहाँ पे बैठे हैं जो एक 8 घंटे से हम डिग्निफाइड वर्क काम कर रहे हैं, सो उनकी बदौलत है। तो सो दे स्टार्टेड टू सेलिब्रेट वुमेन्स डे ऑन 8th of March, दे चूज वन डे, तो जो आज हम वुमेन्स डे मना रहे हैं। सो जो आप रियल लाइफ एग्जाम्पल की बात कर रहे हैं एज अ वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, मैं आज मैं सोच रही थी कि मैं किसका एग्जाम्पल दूँ, क्योंकि अगर वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर है तो मुझे एग्जाम्पल भी वैसी सोचनी होगी कि जो एक्चुअली में वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर को एग्जिबिट करें। सो गुजरात में देयर वाज अ लेडी जसवंती बहन पोपट जिन्होंने लिज्जत पापड़ का शुरू किया था। शी वॉज ओनली वन विद हर 7 फ्रेंड्स जिन्होंने जो हाउस होल्ड वुमेन थी वो इकट्ठे करके एक पापड़ का काम शुरू किया, नियर अबाउट ग्रुप में उन्होंने डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना शुरू किया और देन मेक अ ह्यूज बिजनेस। 80 रुपए के काम से शुरू करने वाले वो बिजनेस 200 बिलियन USD डॉलर की रेंज में वो चला गया। सो सच अ ह्यूज जो है उनका, और ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ उनके वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, यहाँ पे जेंडर सेंसिटिविटी का भी बहुत रोल इंपॉर्टेंट प्ले है। So it is a critical intersection between a woman entrepreneurship और gender sensitivity. अगर यहाँ पे it is not about a physical strength, it is about your cerebral capacity in which you work. For example, if I am sitting here, I want to grow some way or the other. I need a support of my colleagues, whether it is male or a female, to grow up in my business. So breaking that stereotype methodology और जो माइंडसेट है उसके लिए जेंडर सेंसिटिविटी को और जो वुमेन्स एम्पावरमेंट है, एम्पावरमेंट कम इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड मेन की कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग नीड्स अक्रॉस वुमेन की कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग नीड अक्रॉस मैन, दे नीड टू बी सेंसिटाइज्ड वेरी केयरफully. So this is the way I want my women entrepreneur example I want to give.
Nicely quoted example, ma'am. Aman ma'am, what changes do you think are necessary in Indian entrepreneurial ecosystem to provide stronger mentorship support for women?
I think given my background and I've interacted, I've been an ex-banker. I worked with HDFC and then Citibank, and I was regional compliance and operations head, and I've come across customer, and for last 14 years I've been a financial advisor. And in my journey as an entrepreneur, I've interacted with various forums, so like Young Indians, CII, TIE, and in all these forums what we really feel is that like something that SciES launched is W.E.E.D, women oriented, but this has been lacking till now. And I think people have come of age and they have understood that women not only need that inputs, they also need some kind of a support in terms of whether it was it's a loan awareness or whether it's financial literacy. More so what we need to work, and I think all the panels they talked about, is a mindset. Right? What we need to do is we need to break the mold and understand the mindset, talk about the barriers which are already there, and then given the solution. So what we really need to do is provide targeted programs, whether it is financial literacy, women-oriented issues, women-oriented programs, and I don't feel any shame in talking about that. It is a women-oriented program because they are somewhere like we really need. So it's something like the quota system which is there in our education system, because they needed that kind of a push. They needed that kind of an impetus. So because there is so much, we are the lucky 10% of the population of India that we are able to, run our own enterprise, talk and read and talk in English also. So, but the 90% of the population which is there in tier 3 cities are still struggling with the mindset problem, and they're still struggling with the basic literacy. And literacy, मतलब बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ तक तो हो गया, salary भी हो गया, but the decision making is still lacking. So I think we can only feel empowered when you can make an informed decision. So knowledge and decision making both need to come together, and then we can break those barriers. And I think having these women-oriented programs, whether it is STI or Punjab Asian Networks or something specific like W.E.E.D that we've launched, we need these targeted programs because women will approach them. That this is specific for women and I can go talk about it. So I just want to share a little bit. I used to do financial literacy sessions, and in one of the stores which were there, and they were, this is the Walmart I'm talking about, and they have stores, now it has a different name. So they used to ensure that these sessions are separate for women and separate for men, because we were doing it for the ground staff. And koi iske baare mein aake baat hi nahi, because if men were around, women were not talking. Because वो male colleagues के आगे बोल भी नहीं सकते थे, that kind of level. And this is like, I'm just talking 3-4 years back. It's not like 10 years ago. So those kind of mindsets is, which is still there, and we need to make them comfortable. We need to have special platforms, and self-help groups or, platform like these are, serve to break the barriers. That's what I think.
Ma'am Anupam, as a business mentor, what advice would you give to a woman who want to seek global mentorship opportunities?
Here I would like to share my own experience. I have remained mentor at Cherry Blair UK, Cherry Blair Foundation for Women, for uplifting women. This foundation works to uplift women globally, to settle them in the business at startup stage. So when I was selected here as a mentor, they selected on the basis of my experience in the relevant industry. Anyway, so I got an email that...
I think it's a great organization, because I was a mentee as a part of that when I stepped into. So
that's great.
This was the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Women Program.
Yes.
So I think it's a great...
So you talked about Goldman Sachs 10,000 Women Program. In fact, I also enrolled in that Women Entrepreneurship Program, and after that program, they allotted us a mentor first, And I still remember my mentor, Professor Rao, was an IITian, and he was a visiting faculty in IIM and having some industry experience. So when he took my details, and he came to know that I have more than 25 years of experience at that time in the business. So he said what all I have done, how many employees I am managing, and what are my ITRs and everything. So after 2-3 sessions, the sessions used to be online. So he said that, Mrs. Jain, I think you have had enough, and now what you should do is go for a social service. Go for social service. So that time this word social service was very new to me, and I didn't know what is social service, how to go about social service. So, but since I collaborated with lot many under National Skill Development Corporation, under lot many state skill development policies and all that, and even I worked with National Backward Financial Corporation also, backward classes fund. So one day my son came to me and he said, Mom, are you an entrepreneur? I said, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. He said, no, you are not an entrepreneur. I said, what are you talking? I'm an entrepreneur, right? Since 1991, your mom is always on toes. Eh? So he said, no, Mom, you are not an entrepreneur. I said, then what? He said, you are a socialpreneur. I said, socialpreneur? What is that? He said, Mom, every activity that you are doing is uplifting the needy ones. See, your all government initiative, your all schemes are targeting underprivileged section. So don't you think that you are creating employability, you are creating confidence in them, you are making them self-dependent. So you are a socialpreneur. So that was a new word given to me. Indirectly you can say my son also came as a mentor to me, because from that day onward, he Googled it out, how can I work better? He said, Mom, go and join FICCI Flow. In Gujarat, FICCI Flow chapter has launched Mahila Heart, and they have adopted this tribal section of women. Those they have even taken patent from them for their embroidery and for their traditional work. And you should also launch a Mahila Heart in Ludhiana. He googled it that there is one chapter in Ludhiana. So that is how I joined FICCI Flow, and in no time I became their advisory in that group, because I did a lot of scaling initiatives. So this is how my social entrepreneur journey started. And then after FICCI Flow, I joined CII. I remained 2 times chairperson at this IWN network, and remained an advisory board of WE.E.D, Women Indian Chamber. So all these things. So I was talking about this Cherry Blair Mentor Foundation. So they allotted me a lady who was from Yemen, and they had heavy losses in business, and she was terribly, hunting for a mentorship. So when I got this email, I said, Anupam, what are you going to tell her? I mean, she is a lady sitting in Yemen. You don't even know the economy of that country. You don't know this lady. You don't know the language. What are you going to do? How you are going to prove yourself? But if you feel dedicated, if you feel sincere, if you feel honest in guiding somebody out of your experience, out of your confidence, you can bring back anybody into their goals. So what happened that I exchanged her, I just asked her, I said her name was Sarah. So I asked her, what are your details? Please post me through mail only. And she told me that her husband was into supplying of uniforms into schools. And due to war situations, many schools have shut down, and those schools who are running, and they have denied to take the uniforms because their salaries have been dropped and they cannot afford to buy uniforms. So, and they had picked some loans from banks to supply these uniforms. So there was a huge loss incurred there. So I said, what to do now? So I am applying my mind, and then I simply asked her, I said, what is your qualification? Then I came to know this lady was MTech in electronics, in communications, and with many certificate courses in computers, in data sciences, and she was a highly qualified lady. And then she was complaining me that due to her financial crunch, she was suffering with domestic violence also. Her husband was fighting, and she was not letting her do anything. Just, she wanted to invest $2,000 which were in her saving into stock market to make money. So I told her, please don't do that, because stock market is so uncertain. You can even lose this money. So I just told, she said, how can you help me out? So I said that, okay, fine, you apply some jobs on Facebook, on Google, they require work from home. You can do so many things, And then suddenly, lockdown happened. And we were attached with so many sector skill councils, like I told you. So out of her qualification, I told them, you please post your resume to NASCOM. NASCOM might be needing many, professionals like you. And she didn't even the confidence to mail her biodata. So I made her, anyways, I sent her biodata to these firms, and somehow she got some part of, you can say, partial employment in one of the companies. And later on, she developed so much confidence that she posted her resumes in her own country, in so many government departments, and that she got very well settled. After 2 years, she again corresponded with me, ki ma'am, you guided me, you rebuilt my confidence, I could regain my confidence, regain my business. In fact, he supported her husband regaining her business after the war situations was over. So this is what mentoring is, you can do it globally, you can do it nationally. only thing is that you need to understand the need of your mentee in a proper way, and out of your expertise, out of your industry excellence, you can do it.
Mamta ma'am, you have been involved in organizing various startup conclaves. How you think these tech events can help in creating networking opportunities?
Firstly, I would like to congratulate you, ma'am, because the example you just told us is the real example of women uplifting women. So definitely you can do it nationally as well as globally. So, Shivani, I'll keep my answer very short. Actually, we at STPI, once startups are onboarded with us, we give opportunities to them, to showcase their technology in various platforms. So whether it is TGS, whether it is GPI, whether it is what do you call that? Startup Mahakumbh, or so many national and international events. So I really encourage my startups, whether it is led by male or female, that you should go out, you should network with people, don't shy away, don't fear away, go and discuss your problem, your technology, your startup with people, and get, as Ritika also said, that you should learn how to sell yourself. Definitely you should learn how to sell yourself. Go discuss your technologies, get business from them, sell your technologies to them. So I think startup is not like a cakewalk, like yes, you conceive an idea, then you'll get to, I think Shivani, you can answer this question better because you yourself has a startup and you know what is the power of, these kind of networking, these kind of events and mentorship. So I think this is the best way to go, to reach out to people, to network with people and to learn from them and to get businesses from them.
Thank you. Next question is Simran ma'am. As a member of a gender, budgetary and child welfare committee, how do government policies influence mentorship and skill development for women entrepreneurs in Punjab?
थैंक यू मैम। पहले तो मैं सबसे पहले इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर देने के पहले बताऊंगी ये जो हमारी इस वुमेन्स डे की थीम है दैट इज वुमेन गर्ल इक्वालिटी राइट एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी। सो ये जो हमारी थीम है इस साल की वुमेन डेवलपमेंट के लिए बहुत और भी ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है क्योंकि जो बीजिंग डिक्लेरेशन जो हमारी हुई थी उसकी भी हम 3 डिकेड हो गए हैं, राइट एग्जैक्टली 30 years बिफोर वी साइन इट, जो एक फाइनेस्ट ब्लूप्रिंट है हमारा जो हमें लीगल राइट, सोशल, इकोनॉमिक, पॉलिटिकल फ्रीडम हमें कम्प्लीटली प्रोवाइड करता है, जो इस टाइम के ऊपर जो PIB भी लेटेस्ट परसों ही रिलीज किया है। सो बीइंग अ मेंबर ऑफ वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट, सबसे जो मेन जो चीज़ आ रही है जिसको डेवलप करने के लिए ना, वो हमारी अनकॉन्शियस जो बाइसिंग हम करते हैं। इसको एक्सप्लेन करने से पहले मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगी, जैसे मैम ने भी एक्सप्लेन किया, मेंटरशिप बेसिकली 4 तरह की होती है। वन इज द फॉर्मल वन, जिसमें आपके लिए मेंटर अरेंज किया जाता है, द मेंटी इज देयर, आप रेगुलर फॉलो करते हैं। नेक्स्ट इज इनफॉर्मल वन, जिसमें आप कभी कभी मिलते हैं तो आपका काम। नेक्स्ट इज एडहॉक वन, ठीक है, वो कुछ समय के लिए मिल गए, कुछ अरेंजमेंट लेना, ठीक है, नहीं तो बदल दो दूसरा। फोर्थ वन इज द रिवर्स मेंटरशिप, जहाँ पे मेंटी बता देता है मेंटर को ऐसे नहीं भाई ऐसे करना है काम। सो द थिंग्स हैव इवॉल्व्ड ग्रेजुअली। सो जो मैं अनकॉन्शियस बाइसिंग की बात कर रही हूँ, बीइंग अ मेंबर ऑफ चाइल्ड वेलफेयर कमेटी, इसमें जो अनकॉन्शियस बाइसेस है ये हमारे शुरू से हमारे ना DNA में है, बिकॉज हमें पता ही नहीं होता कि हम चीज़ों को कैसे परस्यू कर रहे हैं। सो एवरीबडी देयर इन द रूम, कैन यू प्लीज साइलेंट इट फॉर अ मोमेंट, प्लीज बी साइलेंट। सो जो अनकॉन्शियस बाइसिंग की मैं बात कर रही हूँ, इसके लिए मैं छोटा सा हम एक्टिविटी करेंगे हम आपस में, जिसको मैं अनकॉन्शियस बाइसिंग को एक्सप्लेन करूंगी, ठीक है। सो जस्ट प्लीज बी रिलैक्स ऑन योर सीट। जो खा रहे हैं वो थोड़ा खा लो, थोड़ा 2 मिनट रुक जाओ। तो इसको थोड़ा एट लेंथ एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, नॉट टेक मोर देन 2 minutes, आई एम वेरी पंक्चुअल इन टाइम। सो प्लीज बी रिलैक्स, थोड़ी सी अपनी आंखें बंद कर लो। अभी थोड़ा एज्यूम करो कि आप अपने रूम में, आप अपने जहाँ पे भी आपका कंफर्टेबल जोन है, आराम से बैठे हैं आप, बहुत ही कंफर्टेबली। अब आपने दिल्ली जाना है अपने किसी सीनियर ऑफिशियल को मिलने, तो आप क्या कर रहे हैं, अपना मोबाइल उठाते हैं, तो मोबाइल उठा के आपने अपनी कैब बुक की। कैब बुक की, कैब आ गई, अब घर के बाहर खड़ी है गाड़ी आप गाड़ी में बैठे, गाड़ी में बैठ के रेलवे स्टेशन चले गए, शताब्दी आपने बुक की है। जब आप रेलवे स्टेशन पे पहुंचते हैं तो आप जो एक कूली है उसको कहते हैं कि मेरा जो बैग है, लगेज है, मेरी हेल्प कर दीजिए मेरी ट्रेन तक पहुंचाने में। तो जब आप ट्रेन में जाते हैं, आगे टिकटर खड़ा होता है, तो आप टिकटर से टिकट लेते हैं और आराम से सेटल हो जाते हैं। जब आप अपनी सीट पे बैठते हैं तो आप व्हाट यू नोटिस, ओ माय गॉड, द लीडर ऑफ द नेशन इज सिटिंग नेक्स्ट टू यू। तो आपकी तो जर्नी बन गई। तो उनसे आप बातें करते हुए आराम से दिल्ली पहुंचते हैं और अपने जो ऑफिशियल से मिलते हैं। यू कैन प्लीज रिलैक्स, ओपन योर आइज। अभी आप इस पूरे जो हमने एक्टिविटी की है, आप कितने लोगों से मिले? टोटल 5। 1 इज अ टैक्सी ड्राइवर, नेक्स्ट कूली, 3rd टिकटर, 4th द लीडर ऑफ द नेशन, 5th द वन जिस ऑफिसर से आप मिलने जा रहे थे। ओके 5, ठीक है। अब इन 5 में से कितनी औरतें थी? कितनी औरतें थी? 5 जो लोगों से आप मिले हैं रास्ते में, कितनी औरतें थी? दिस इज एक्चुअली दी अनकॉन्शियस बायसिंग। हमारे दिमाग में सेट है ये बंदे काम करते हैं, औरतों का काम नहीं है ये। तो इस चीज को थोड़ा समझने में, हालांकि जैसे उबर है या रेलवेज है या बस है, वहां पे बहुत वुमेन ड्राइवर्स और कंडक्टर्स भी हैं, पर लेकिन ये जो अनकॉन्शियस बायसिंग हम करते हैं, ये सबसे ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट करती है। सो आई थिंक योर क्वेश्चन जो है मैं उसको जस्टिफाई कर पाई हूँ।
वेरी ब्यूटीफुली एक्सप्लेन मैम।
I will surely visit चितकारा यूनिवर्सिटी।
मैंने बिल्कुल नोट किया था और एग्जैक्टली 9:07 पे शुरू किया था, 9:09।
Thank you, ma'am. Your compliment made my day.
सच्ची तो
Amanna, as a leader in financial coaching and investment advisory, what role does financial literacy play in empowering women entrepreneurship?
I think it's again about the mindset, and whenever we talk about money, the first response that we get from women is that I'm really bad at numbers, right? This is generally not ma'am, aapne, but generally whenever I've done sessions, and you'll be surprised that I've even done sessions at kitty parties. So, I used to tell them that, let's have something, which can value add into your party. So, I've done those sessions, and every time, everybody just said that, ya to I'm bad at numbers, mujhe ye samajh nahi aata. Or they said that, my husband is managing, or, my father would. So, it's always, this matter is always left with somebody else. So, again, I come back to my point is that if you feel empowered, you are even empowered to take the decision. And if even if you are partnering with someone, at least you should be aware what's happening. And I've come across so many customers as well, where husband passes away and the wife doesn't know what's there in the bank account. There is no nomination. So those cases are there. So it's very important that financial literacy for women is the most important thing. And literacy comes in 3 parts. It could be, if you are an entrepreneur, you would need literacy for raising finance, कि पैसे कहाँ से रेज किए जाएं, कैसे रेज किए जाएं, डेट क्या होता है, इक्विटी क्या होता है, और इसका मिसमैच क्या होता है, कि कितना ज़्यादा डेट तो नहीं ले लिया, एसेट लायबिलिटी मिसमैच तो नहीं हो जाएगा. The second is, looking at the balance sheet. If you are a director, if you are an entrepreneur, if you cannot look at the balance sheet, if you don't know what are the important ratios, PE ratio क्या है, उसका PAT क्या है, EBITDA क्या है, अगर आपको ये terms ही नहीं पता है, पता तो होने ही चाहिए, because this is the language. So this is the language of finance, and if you don't know the language, at least be familiar with it. So I think that's most important, and the last and the most important is your personal finance. Understanding the difference between your saving, investments, retirement planning. Is your financial future secure or not? So all that, are you doing it for your children or not? So all those things are something that either you're doing it yourself or at least you're aware. So I think this is the most important thing. And for women, I think it is the thing for empowerment. Without this, you cannot move ahead. Even if you're a 10th graduate, if you are a graduate, at any stage, this is a skill. It's not even a literacy. I will call it a life skill. The first life skill is your something that you can earn. Having a degree. The second life skill is able to communicate. क्या बात करनी है, कब बात करनी है, comm skills. And third most important life skill is having that financial literacy. It is as that important. So in my journey as a skill development, we've been doing that for last 4 years, and we've trained women for jobs in the banks. We give them that input while they are doing the training. So I feel that this has to be part of every curriculum. So I feel without financial literacy, it's very difficult to get that financial freedom. Not just getting a salary is important, but getting it, investing it right way, making your future secure. All this is very important. Like ma'am said that while when she went to the bank, understanding collateral. So all those terms, when we are talking about we are talking about entrepreneurship. These are the terms. This language has to be told to every entrepreneur before they step into the zone. Yeah. Thank you.
As we all know that Punjab Regional Network launched W.E.E.D. So what one contribution you people think that you can contribute in W.E.E.D?
In Punjab Angels Network, I think my biggest contribution will be to give a support to especially to a woman entrepreneurship, because जब women entrepreneurship में आती हैं तो उनके दिमाग में एक self doubt होता है. जो वो self doubt होता है ना, यही आपका जो है, I think this is the only thing which you need to resolve the first thing. अगर आपने वो self doubt, self confidence एक woman entrepreneur में भर दिया और या उसमें जनरेट कर दिया, जो उसकी डिसीजन मेकिंग एबिलिटी में ले आता है, तो आई थिंक दिस इज दी वन ऑफ द बेस्ट कंट्रीब्यूशन आई कैन गिव. तो जितनी भी अभी इनकी वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप आएंगी और जिनमें सेल्फ डाउट होगा कि मैं ये पूछूं, मैं ये पिच करूं. सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम होती है कि मैंने पिच करना है, फॉर एग्जांपल फॉर माय इन्वेस्टमेंट आई नीड 1 लाख. तो वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप को पता ही नहीं होता कि मुझे चाहिए क्या. मुझे एडवाइस चाहिए, मुझे मेंटर चाहिए, या मुझे फंडिंग चाहिए. ये वो जो तीनों चीजों की जो कंफ्यूजन है एक वुमन एंटरप्रेन्योर में, जो ये W.E.E.D ग्रुप बना है, वी आर हाई ऑन W.E.E.D, जो सर कह रहे थे, व्हेन वी आर हाई ऑन W.E.E.D, ये जो तीनों चीजों का जो कंफ्यूजन है एक वुमन एंटरप्रेन्योर को आगे लाने में. सो
वैसे मैं सबको बता दूं, मैम का सबसे पहले कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट था, मैम ने मेरे सारे इवेंट अटेंड किए हैं. सो दैट इज द वुमेन कंट्रीब्यूशन कि यही है कि लौती मैं कहूँगा कि लेडी है जो मेरे हर इवेंट अटेंड करते हैं आके, है ना.
थैंक यू. मेरी शादी नहीं हुई. अगर मेरी शादी होती मैं भी घर पे होती.
शादी होगी मैं यही हूँ.
थैंक यू सो मच. आई रियली एंजॉय. अच्छा मेरे को मैं बताती हूँ, अगर आपका जैसे पंजाब एंजल्स भी है ना, बंदा जो इन्वेस्ट करता है वो कभी किसी के आइडिया में इन्वेस्ट नहीं करता. वो हमेशा पर्सन देखता है व्हाट टाइप ऑफ द पर्सन इज, फिर वो पर्सन में इन्वेस्टमेंट होती है. चाहे वो मैं 10 रुपए में करूँ, मैं पूरी इन्वेस्टमेंट सर, मैं आज आई ही आपकी वजह से हूँ.
So, as ma'am said that one should be very much aware about the numbers, and I am really now feeling embarrassed that I am very bad at numbers actually, and I have been telling to Sahil sir, please आप मुझे help कर दो, ये finance and all I cannot understand. So frankly I tell him, and he has been every time very kind enough, and he is always there with me and guiding us and guiding our startup. So definitely sir, again I am here because of you only, and you are such a kind person. I would like to say in front of everyone, your wife, your mother, I can see here. So as far as my contribution is concerned, firstly I'll get enrolled myself for this program, because again I am very bad at numbers, and then I'll route to this program all my women entrepreneurs, men entrepreneurs, so that they will also get to know about these kind of things, these kind of terms, this financial language. So this would be my contribution. Apart from this, I am here to support Sahil sir, whatever he says, whatever support he needs, I'll be here also.
So we will be high on W.E.E.D.
सो मैम ये सारे मैम्स बोल रही हैं हमें कैसे सपोर्ट करेंगे, हम सबको कैसे सपोर्ट करेंगे?
आपने बोला कि हमें विमेन को सपोर्ट करना चाहिए उनके स्टार्टअप को, हमें किसी की सपोर्ट नहीं चाहिए। बोलना बंद कर दो।
It is me versus me.
Empower.
It is we don't need support. It is me versus me.
सो एक्चुअली वैसे बताऊँ मैं ये वीड नाम कैसे पड़ा, अगर मैं आपको स्टोरी बताऊँ तो इट वाज एक्चुअली आई वाज सेइंग वी, सो इट वाज वी एक्चुअली। तो जो सोचा था कि वी की वो वुमेन और मेल क्यों, इट शुड बी वी, चाहे वो वुमेन का है लेकिन वी शुड मेक इट अ वी। बट फिर ऐसे मजाक में मैंने बोला कि डी से मैम को कि मैम डी से कोई नाम बताओ, इट वाज जस्ट अ जोक कि ठीक है ऐसे उन्होंने बोला डी से, तो मैंने कहा ऐसे मजाक में सोच रहा था वीड कर दे, और फिर वो पक्के ही हो गए। मैंने कहा नहीं करते तो मजाक कर रहा था, एंड शी सेज नहीं अब तो यही कर रहा है। मैंने 2-3 बार का चेंज कर देता है, नहीं नाउ शी वाज
कोलोराडो से फोन आ रहे हैं।
अच्छा
व्हिच चैप्टर इज ओपन?
yeah please
So ma'am, I just want I'm not telling you support. नहीं support छेड़ रहा है। नहीं हमें छेड़
we one to one
मैं छेड़ गई हूँ।
one to one बात कर रहे हैं ना। So all due to paucity of time है ना, ऑलरेडी हम 1 घंटे से ऊपर लेट है। या इन शॉर्ट मैं वैसे आपके बहुत लंबे आंसर है, मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा शॉर्ट में कहीं फिर दोबारा आधा घंटा लग जाए।
जितना लंबा एक्सपीरियंस है उतना
मैं तभी कह रहा हूँ वो है, but let's keep it short.
During the talk, I can only say that the biggest mentor of women is woman herself, because she need to empower her thoughts. So, but serious note, I can contribute into skill development, because most of the businesses are now tech driven, and women are generally lacking in the technology side. Because so I can contribute a lot into skill development of digital marketing, digital tools and resources. And secondly, mentoring also. If somebody has to work in the industry experience which I have, or on a serious note, getting them out of the challenges which I happen to overcome myself, so I can give them that mentoring and skill development.
Yeah. So I think, Sahil, I am there, and you know that I'm there for any skill development, professional transformation. So we are already doing it for students. We've done it 1,500 placements last year, and all for banks, and they have their tough interviews. So we've been able to do that. So I'm there. I think it's more about, we need to, most important is that we need to tell them that they should be open for any kind of opportunities which come in. So selling is something which is very important. There is everything else will be done by AI, but face-to-face sales or relationship management आप ही को करना है. So and pitching आप ही को करनी है. So for all that thing I'm there. If you want, I'm a certified soft skill trainer as well, and financial literacy तो है ही है.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, dear panelists. I'm just closing our panel with one beautiful quote. Empowered women empower the world. When women rise, business flourish, communities thrive, and innovation soars. Let's contribute building a world where mentorship, support, and opportunities uplift every woman entrepreneur. Together, we create change.
And I think we all need to, our inspiration is there, Madhu ma'am is there. How she, I really want to, we talk about mentoring, networking, and I'm just saying it, and we've been following her. I think she doesn't shy away from being there and talking at every event. And she was there at Icon, she's here today, and we see her at so many events, all colloquiums, symposiums, she's there. And that's how I think she's building a brand. And we should also, as entrepreneurs, we should not shy away from it. I think that's the walking, talking inspiration. Yeah. That's true, I said that before also. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. एक बारी जोरदार ताली everyone.